Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another review, and what might I have in here? Let's find out. And of course, what we've got in here is Nendoroid number 556, Rockman, or as you and I know him, Mega Man. So today, I'm going to try and do something a little bit different. I'm going to do this all from the one angle. This is just really to make the whole process quicker so I can get it up as quickly as possible. The review, which will come after this, will be normal, but I'm just going to try and power through this as quickly as possible. So there is the front of the box, there is the right-hand side, there is the left-hand side, and finally, there are all those pictures on the back of the box. They seem to be exactly the same as the ones on the side, but so far, he looks awesome. When I was a kid, I used to play Mega Man 2 non-stop, so I'm really excited for this one. So let's bust this thing open and see what we've got. So there's that inner packaging, and as you can see, we get quite a lot of stuff in here. So far, there's the figure itself, some shooting effect parts, there's what looks like a charged up blast, a blaster arm, what look like legs with the knees bent, probably for that jumping pose, 2 alternate face plates, the base down here, the energy capsule, as well as some alternate arms. Now let's get them out and have a closer look. So Nendoroid packages are pretty simple to open. Just make sure everything doesn't shoot out all over the place. Nicely done there, if I do say so myself. One more time, there are those blast effect parts, looking very nice, especially with this darker section there on the end. There is that charged blast, again in transparent plastic here. That looks really good. There is a closer look at the Buster gun. Some nice yellow there on the side, red on the top. There's the attachment point. Over here in some packaging then, we've got 2 bent legs, and they're for that iconic jumping pose. The E-Tank, that's got a hand attached onto the back there. I'm not sure if that comes off. Doesn't feel like it. As for faces, we've got this face with the clenched teeth, as well as this awesome one here of him taking damage. That's pretty cool. Next we have Mega Man himself, or Rockman, whichever you prefer, and that is sheer perfection. He looks awesome as an Nendoroid. That is so damn cute, but we'll take a closer look at him in the review. Next up down here is that base that you've probably seen hundreds of times already, 556 times not including the exclusives, and as for these arm sections, we have 4 alternate arms in different poses, as well as 3 alternate hands. That's 4 if you include the Buster gun. The figure has some packaging on here, but that comes off reasonably easy just by removing the head or the waist, but usually I just tear it off like that. I really don't have the patience for removing sections like the head and waist, but sometimes you end up with little parts left over that might be attached to his head, and let's get rid of that one from the waist. Yes, we do have another bit of plastic underneath the helmet. I always hate taking these things off for the first time because I feel like I'm just going to break them, but here we go. Easy does it. I'm not meant to remove anything, am I? Let's check the instructions. Doesn't say anything. I guess we just yank it off. So these little ear sections here, they are attached to the front, so that should just come off like that. And we can take out that piece of plastic and lose his arm at the same time, and legs. So now let's attach him to the base to see what he looked like when he's all put together. There's the base, there is the stand, and of course we've got this other extra part, and that's for holding up that big charged shot. So the stand connects in here simply enough like that, and that should then stick into his back like so. And I've never noticed this before, but are all Nendoroid joints smiley faces? Because that is extremely distracting. Yeah, they're like that on there as well. That is pretty funny. I guess you can just flip it around to the other side if you don't want the smiley face sticking out, but that is pretty funny. I've never noticed that before. And of course, it's not Mega Man without the Buster gun, so let's attach that. That attaches into the upper arm section like that. And you might notice there is a bit of a gap here. And the reason for that, it's not a problem with the figure. You may not know this, but I'd say most of you probably do, but it's not a good idea to try and attach and detach parts off a figure in the cold. And that's the reason I'm kind of rushing through this, because I couldn't find the remote for the heater, so this room is freezing right now. And that means nothing fits into anything. Like a lot of times if you're having trouble getting something into a hole or into a slot on a figure, it's usually down to the fact that it's too cold. You need to heat that up, maybe with some warm water or a hairdryer, because the plastic gets tight, and when it's tight it can get brittle, and things can break easily. See, that won't even go in there. It really is best to do it all in as warm a situation as possible. So if you didn't know that already, it's good to remember. Try and keep your figures warm. When you're assembling them, that is. You don't want to leave them in the heat all the time or things can melt or droop. But anyway, there we go. So that is it for my very quick unboxing for the Nendoroid Mega Man, or Rockman, or whatever you want to call it. As you can see so far, this thing just looks damn good. What can I say? It looks perfect. And really, what more do you expect from Good Smile Company? The review will be on its way very soon, and until then, see you next time.